Anyway, Cindy asked us to stop out, and in today's world, with all these school shootings, church things going on, Uvalde has really sparked everything now coming back again. So we've had several of the schools reached out since, and some of the churches just to have us come on in and just speak on it for a few minutes. And like I say, I'm by no means any kind of an expert in this area. It's just, what I'm going to throw out to you. We're on your time, so questions, just fire them out, but just some common sense things that we can do, make it situational awareness, think about things. So that's basically where we're going to go with our time that we have here today. But just to start with, like I said, I'm Steve Hepperly, and TJ made up our little slideshow here. So I've been up here at Winnebago County Sheriff's Office for a little over 30 years. May 1st was 30 years me being here. Born and raised in Mason City, come from a law enforcement family. My brother Dave is chief deputy over at Cerro Gordo County Sheriff's Office. We had two uncles that were well ahead of us that were police officers in Mason City. So people say, well, how did you end up here? But so anyway, graduated high school in '84, and right out of high school, kind of went into the family biz. I figured out what was I going to do? I want to go into like radio or concert management, things like that. Mom kind of trumped that. Right. So here we go. Anyway, so right out of high school, I started going to for law enforcement, and I was working at the county jail, the sheriff's office there at the courthouse, and I was police reserve for Mason City. My brother was actually in Mason City PD at that time. So with nepotism, I couldn't be an officer there, I could be a reserve. And then, so anyway, went to the sheriff's office, correctional officer in the jail for 3.5 years. Wanted to get out on the road, and they weren't currently hiring out on the road. So Manly, Iowa, had a police job come up. So I took that and got the academy under my belt, and 3.5 years at Manly, and wanted a bigger sandbox to play in. So people say, how did you kind of end up here in Winnebago County? Well, I applied under Tom Lopez, and Tom hired me. He said, if you take the job, you can live in Thompson Island. So that's how I found our way to Thompson, and I've been there ever since. Like I say, I have 2 kids. Our oldest, Jessica, she is lifelong friends with Steve and Colette's daughter. We call her now Willie. So we always have, because our son Cam couldn't pronounce Whitley. That's all you can know Whitley. So anyway, Whitley and I share a birthday the other day. And then our son Cam, he is 24, 25, I can't keep track. And he was in the military, went into the family biz, military, police, and the Army. He was stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado, and Colorado Springs, and that's where he met his wife, who was from California. They were both completed with the Army now, so they went back where she lives outside of Palm Springs. So that's where they got our grandson riding. And then my daughter, she has 2 little girls, and so that's what we are busy with around here. They farm over by lead yards. So enough about me. I always say, like I said, I enjoy golfing. I'm a hacker. I'm terrible, but I love it. And I used to stock car race, and I like dirt track racing. That's enough about me. TJ, you got the floor. TJ Spooner.
Hi. So I'm TJ Spooner. I was born and raised in Fort City, Iowa. After high school, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. I knew I always wanted to ride bulls. So I went down to Tennessee, found a job at a horse ranch. Rode horses for about a summer and did the rodeo. Once the rodeo season was over, I wasn't making much money riding horses. Came back here, still didn't know what I wanted to do, so I joined the Marine Corps, went out to San Diego. After the Marine Corps, came back, still not sure what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do law enforcement of some sort. I've always felt like I had a passion to serve people and help people. I think that's kind of why I was in the Marine Corps and kind of why I followed the path of the law enforcement route. I was reserved for Fort City Police Department for 7 years, something like that. When the full-time job opened up with Fort City Police Department, I applied, I got that. Then the opportunity came to join the county. I like the types of calls the county gets. It's not all the same stuff. I actually carry a last from my squad car. All like I said, born and raised here in Forest City. My mom and dad lived in Forest City. I got two kids, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, both boys. 4-year-old just started preschool. He's having fun at school, and then the 2-year-old, he's just crazy. His name's Ziggy. My wife was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. She came out here on a wrestling scholarship at Walter College. And if you guys know my family, we're all new wrestlers. My wife came out here wrestled. So she actually met my dad before she met me. My dad was a coach at Walter and had a little get together at the house. I met her when she was weightlifting something, so I dropped her feet, and she had to find her little mom said.
You kept her in Iowa. That's awesome.
Yeah, she loved it here in Iowa. A big city led. Talk about moving back there, but raising kids, can't raise kids in a much better place than Iowa, if you guys know. Everybody knows everybody. You can go ride your bike when you're 7 years old around town and speed probably would be safe. That doesn't happen out there in LA. I am the county sex assault investigator, so anytime there's a sex assault in Winnebago County, the deputies who are working go, they take the initial stuff and then I follow up with the victim and do all that stuff. I enjoy that aspect of my job. It's a bad case, but I enjoy having a true blue victim that I can help get whole again after it's all complete and stuff. I enjoy hunting. I try to go deer hunting as much as I can with 2 little kids at home. I said 3 days off last year. If I would wake up, I would not put a sit in the tree. Each morning I woke up, one of my kids woke up early, just wanted to snuggle. So I didn't really run that day. The deer will always be there, but my kids won't always want to snuggle with me. They won't always think I'm the coolest person in the world. So I didn't go deer hunting all last year. I did get quite a bit of waterfowl, pheasant hunt down though. That's about all I got for you guys about me. Questions about me?
Okay, on the lasso part of it, we laugh, everybody laughs. He uses that thing all the time. I mean, it's about this close to being a standard issue part of training for us.
Yeah, one call. It came out that I was stuck in corn bin. Stuck in corn. I'm like, all right, if I get to the top of the bin, lower my leg and get under this carpet, at least hold off a little bit. So I got my rope, got the team, and it wasn't bad. It was a bunch of old moldy corn was frozen and fell on top. So I didn't get to use it in that all, but I was ready to use it if I needed it.
Yes, as far as what he was saying about his duties with county sex assault investigator, the county attorney, she kind of would like each one of our local departments to have a dedicated sex assault officer. So they go to some specialized training. And since I became sheriff in 2021, been trying to delegate kind of the right person into the right area and just kind of specialize some things, just do some things that we haven't done before, bring some trainings forth. So, and we've got a great group of guys, I got a great staff, and it's a team, we are a team, and everybody's tight knit, and, I couldn't ask for better. So, we've got great things going, and they're really progressive, and, like I said, I want their input, so, they say, what about this, what about that, so we're bringing some things forth that the people don't necessarily see, but we're kind of turning and burning behind the scenes, and, they're solving some crimes, some big crimes, like part of these trainings that we're talking about, so, it's a nasty part of the job, but he does it well, and that's where he's really suited to that. He's very personable. So, anyway, so just we'll get going here real quick. But I did 25 years with volunteer fire department at Thompson. My other extracurricular activity, I'm part of the Families of the Fallen group. We're kind of the official charity of Country Thunder Iowa Music Festival, where we honor fallen heroes and families, bringing them for the experience for the weekend. So, and with our guys, they're all engaged with the communities. I wanted them to do that. They've all got little kids. They're coaching ball. They're coaching football. They're involved with all the things that go with that. So, hey, we'll get on with the show. So, TJ puts this together, and have him take lead with it. And just
what subject it is. You got this side and you got this side, and people just butt heads. I think that's recent mass shootings. I think that's played a lot of it. Is somebody's not agreeing with somebody else, rather than talking, they just act out in violence. I mean, it goes from political to social to race to the LGBTQIA issues that are in this nation now. Another thing that I think plays a huge role in it is the online activity. Before, I mean, even when I was younger, social media wasn't a thing. You go to school, you go home, and school is school, and home life is home life. Well, today, I think not just school, but the work life follows you home on social media. So rather than getting a break, being able to go home at night and just calm down a little bit, it all falls back online. People are more accessible these days with cell phones. I mean, I'm sure everybody's got a cell phone. It's always on. People can always call you. People can always text you. Not only the phone calls and the text messages, but the social media and the 24-hour news cycle. It just seems like it's just driving a wedge between people. And unfortunately, lately, a lot of people have reacted rather than talking with violence.
Like I said, the social media part of this, that has just exploded. Like I said, you can Google any of your names, and if you haven't, do it sometime and just see what comes up. It's incredible what's out there. I had to do it the other day, and I had to call this lady out of the blue, and I said, this is going to sound weird, but this is my connect. And she said, well, how'd you get my number? I said, I just punched in your name. And she was like, really? And so, so situational awareness, that's like I said, you can go to Beacon, you can look at property searches, they can look at, if there's a bad guy want to come in and do something heinous at your church here, they can go on Beacon, they can look at the lay of the land, overhead aerial picture, where can I go, what can I do, which door can I go in, kind of thing. So things to think about. So.
So the run, hide, fight thing is kind of how we are gonna ask you guys, should something happen here at this church, how to address it. Obviously, we want you guys to run, get out of here, jump in the car, drive away if something's here. If the threat's here and you're half mile down the road, there's a good chance you guys are safe. If you are unable to escape the building, we're gonna ask you guys to hide. We'll go over some of the hiding spots that we've seen in the church, difference between cover and concealment. And if you guys can't possibly hide or run, obviously fight for your life. Hopefully we don't ever have to get that point, but
like I say, a lot of what we're talking about, of course, we all go to the active shooter part of it. So, like I say, just look around your environment, if, something like that should happen. What weapons do I have at my disposal? We're not going to make you warriors here, teach defensive tactics. It's just if something happened in the moment, what could I do to not make myself a victim?
Well, throw a hymnline.
Well, that's what TJ and I did. We kind of looked, your door layout. Do they come in? Do they come out? Do you have doorknobs that we can tie off? When you guys are set up for service, I don't want you breaking any fire codes or anything like that, but, do we just have one in and out area, or do we have somebody in the congregation, you're kind of watching the window or whatever, in case anything, should arise.
Now, we mostly come in this door, but we do have the back door there. Would it be legal? You can open it from the inside to get out. Would it be legal to lock that when the service begins? So then all.
Dude, I don't know the letter of the law answer for that, so I'm just gonna say, I'm just very common sense. It's like I can understand why you're doing it and how you're doing it. So, that'd be more of a fire code kind of a thing, I
Yeah, but we
suppose.
can get out through there. It
Yep.
just locks on the outside where we can get in. So.
If it were me, if it were I, and that's plausible, I would probably do that. So you guys do what you
So it's
feel best.
plausible, it's
So-
not necessarily legal, but it's.
And here again, I can't answer for that, so like I said, I don't want to misspeak, so,
Right.
yeah, so. All right, yeah, okay. There's a short video, anybody been on the church council here for like quite some time? I spoke to your council, it was after one of the shootings several years ago, and the church council asked me to come in, so I just met with them during one of the meetings, and this video, I think, is one that I showed at that time. So if you were on it, you may have seen this. But like I said, This is just, you can go to YouTube and this one, there's plenty of them out there, so this is just a business type thing that, business setting. Yeah.
It's kind of set up like for kids through schools, right?
Yeah, what about it?
You kind of churches, schools. and-
Yeah,
That's
You're
kind of
the active
business.
shooter thing, what do they say? They go where the guns aren't. That's. Okay, this is like a 5-minute video.
But occasionally, okay, life feels more like an action movie than reality. The authorities are working hard to protect you and to protect our public spaces. But sometimes bad people do bad things. Their motivations are different. The warning signs may vary, but the devastating effects are the same. And unfortunately, you need to be prepared for the worst. If you were ever to find yourself in the middle of an active shooter event, your survival may depend on whether or not you have a plan. The plan doesn't have to be complicated. There are 3 things you could do that make a difference. Run, hide, fight. First and foremost, if you can get out, do. Always try and escape or evacuate, even when others insist on staying. Encourage others to leave with you, but don't let them slow you down with indecision. Remember what's important, you, not your stuff. Leave your belongings behind and try to find a way to get out safely. Trying to get yourself out of harm's way needs to be your #1 priority. Once you are out of the line of fire, try to prevent others from walking into the danger zone and call 911. If you can't get out safely, you need to find a place to hide. Act quickly and quietly. Try to secure your hiding place the best you can. Turn out lights, and if possible, remember to lock doors. Silence your ringer and vibration mode on your cell phone. And if you can't find a safe room or closet, try to conceal yourself behind large objects that may protect you. Do your best to remain quiet and calm. As a last resort, if your life is at risk, whether you are alone or working together as a group, fight. Act with aggression. Improvise weapons. Disarm him. And commit to taking the shooter down, no matter what. Try to be aware of your environment. Always have an exit plan. Know that in an incident like this, Victims are generally chosen randomly. The event is unpredictable and may evolve quickly. The first responders on the scene are not there to evacuate or attend to the injured. They are well trained and are there to stop the shooter. Your actions can make a difference for your safety and survival. Be aware and be prepared. And if you find yourself facing an active shooter, there are 3 key things you need to remember to survive. Run, hide, fight.
Okay, let's review that for just a little bit. Any takeaways from that? Anything good, bad, or otherwise? Strike you guys.
Exercise is started running that window over there.
The thing that catches my eye every time I watch this, what do you do with the fire extinguisher? He had it like this for a club. I get that initially, but if you sprayed that fine powder goes everywhere. If any of you have ever shot a fire extinguisher off, that's gonna get in your eyes and your lungs, and it's gonna take him away, and he's gonna flinch. That might buy you the room to escape, you know. You catch him, club him on the way out with it if that's what you have to do, but you know, like I said, I think some of our best escapes, like I say, if he's coming in that door, you're going out that door. You know, make room, make space, and, you know, kind of like with your kids with fire escape at your own home. You guys have practiced that, you know, since they were little. This is the situational stuff I want you guys to think about ahead. Think about it before you need to think about it. So, okay, what if, you know, because I think we just get so wrapped up in our day-to-day routines, we just kind of don't think about it, we dismiss it, forget about it. So anyway, I just kind of like put you on point a little bit, and that's what our duty is here today, I think, so.
And then something I want to go over with everybody, I don't know if whoever has an iPhone, I don't know if people know this, but you don't have to go unlock it, go to the phone, dial 911 and hit send. If there, not just this situation, but if there's ever a situation where you need to call 911 and you don't want to pull your phone out of your pocket, if you just start mashing the power button, eventually it'll call 911 and you don't even have to pull the phone out of your pocket. You can just leave it here, let it ring. 911 will answer it. The dispatcher will be able to hear what's going on a little bit. If it's in a phone, it might be a little bit muffled, but it'll also coordinate with the towers around here, and it'll tell us where the 911 call is at. It happens a lot when people put their iPhones in their cup holders, and it'll just hold the power button and it'll call 911.
Yep.
So we'll be dispatched to a 911 call at this location. We'll show up, and a lot of times people don't even realize they called 911 because they mashed the power button. But that's the way you can call 911 without even pulling the phone out of your pocket. Just find that power button, mash it. And then when he said silence your phone, make sure it doesn't vibrate. Again, with the iPhone, I don't know if everybody's familiar with it, but right now mine's on loud. If I want to turn it on quiet, there's a little switch right here. You just pull it toward the back of the phone, and that'll put your phone on silent. It'll still vibrate, but it's better than a ring or anything like that. Those are just something that I want to make sure everybody's aware of. I mean, I know he said stay calm in a situation like this. It's going to be hard to stay calm. That's just one less thing you have to worry about. Oh, deputy said mash the power button. That'll call 911 and it'll get us here. When we do show up, like they said, we're not going to be coming in with just our handguns. Usually we're going to be coming in with a rifle or a shotgun. And we are here to stop the threat. We can tend to you medically wise, but we're not trained to, I mean, if there's somebody bleeding out, we're going to stop and try to help them. But our main goal when we get on scene is to find that shooter and end the shooting. And then once we have the shooter in custody, then we will come back and start helping people. It's gonna be covered, so we'll just let the slideshow go. I won't speak ahead of myself. We'll just let the slideshow go. So,
Like TJ was kind of saying though, the way we are training, like, and that's been the big debate that you've seen with the Uvalde shooting is the police response or how they were outside the door. You know, it used to be back in the day, okay, there's a shooter. Okay, let's set up our perimeter, wait for everybody to get here, and then we all go in. Today's training is, if I'm the closest one and I'm here, I'm going in by myself. If TJ and I get here together, we're going in. And like I said, we're gonna bypass you guys and we're gonna go to the threat. So that's, in a perfect world, how we're supposed to do it training wise, so.
and I could just speak, just a few weeks ago, we had something pop off in Forest City. It was a Forest City call, but myself and Deputy Douglas, we were the first ones on scene. Without even communicating, Douglas grabbed his rifle, he went in. I grabbed mine, followed him, we synced up once we were in the house, and we started clearing the house after that. But that's just, it was a Forest City call, but deputies were the closest ones in there. We have a great relationship with all the PDs around the county. We all work well together. We all get on the same page as soon as we can and handle what we need to handle.
You know, and that goes for, we have our county attorneys, they've said it's been several years, our previous county attorney and our current county attorneys. We do joint cross-training with Hancock County. We have a quarterly officers meeting, so every third month we'll host or they'll host in Hancock County. So we get together and we stay up on the current topics and the trends and stuff. So, and like I said, with Andy Klein runs most of our K9 program around here. He's a master trainer, Hancock County deputy. So we've got a flood of K9s. We've got a lot of resources here that a lot of little places don't have. So, like I said, we've had responses on things where people, where did everybody come from? It's like, you're tiny. You have all these guys. It's like, good problem to have. Yep. So, next.
You bet.
Okay.
So this just covers what they touched base on in the video. Kind of hard to read from back there. Get out of the shooter's view and stay very quiet. Hide if you have to hide. Silence all electronic devices to make sure they won't vibrate. Lock and block doors, close blinds, and turn off lights. Just makes it harder on the active shooter. Don't hide in groups, spread out along walls, or hide separately to make it more difficult for the shooter. Try to communicate with the police silently. Use text message or social media to tag your location or put a sign in the window. You can also text 911 now. I don't know if people know that, but I mean, in this instance, phone call probably would be a lot quicker than a text message. Stay in place until law enforcement gives you the all clear. Your hiding place should be out of the shooter's view and provide protection if shots are fired from your direction. And then cover versus concealment. But anybody know what cover is? That'll hide your location and it'll also stop bullets. Concealment will just hide your location. One thing I can think of, if you are going out this door, the parking lot's back that way. If the crops are up, like corn, beans, that's great concealment. You go a few rows into a cornfield and you're hidden instantly. Bean fields, you might have to run out there a little bit and lay down just because it's not as tall as corn. Okay. I think we're good.
Okay, like I say, guys, in the sake of time, we'll just kind of keep rolling, and like I say, I apologize in advance, like I said, we haven't gone over this PowerPoint, it's the first time we've used it, so, you know, I apologize for kind of skipping and hopping around.
That's just what I just covered, cover versus concealment. And then I pulled up an aerial view of the church just to see if I was in this situation and it popped off where I would go. We're in the middle of nowhere out here. If possible, get your vehicle and leave. Just drive with the dress. Start driving away from here. Help whoever you can escape as well if they refuse to go with you. I mean, you got to save yourself. If you can all pile in a car, you're not going to care about seatbelts. Just pile in as many people as you can and get out of here. If you cannot, obviously, what I just said, the crowd hide in those trees around the church. They can provide concealment. Bigger trees can be covered. And then the larger grave markers north of the church, you can use those to hide if you're out of the church.
Like I say, we don't want you to fight, we don't want you to have to go hands-on at all costs. You know, like I say, if you have to, do that fight or flight. If you get into that position, no such thing as a fair fight, you know, copy at the academy, get them back first. And like I say, if you're dealing with us, you got law enforcement presence, these are the things that hurt us. This is where we want to know what they're doing at all times. So don't have things in your hands. A cell phone could be misconstrued in the heat of the moment for something. We've seen that on the national news that happened. So you just want to know what your hands are doing. Again, common sense things, take care of yourself, tend to the others if you're able and safe. That kind of ended there. Yeah, and guys, like I say, I didn't know, we wanted to get out here ahead of time, and it's been a while since I've been in your church. And again, we just want to look at the physical plant, just how your doors, they go in, the knobs, you've got the slide push bars. So Forest City Schools just had what's called Strategos, and basically they do kind of what we're doing, but more so in depth, active shooter thing. And this is kind of one of the things in Forest City School, what they have the cleats like on a boat or like your flagpole would have, where you do the figure eight to tie it off when you put up your flag. They have a cleat, and so they've got basically a slip knot by all their doors, and okay, active shooter, if they get the code or the alert on their phone or however they get it at the school, that can go over the doorknob, and then the teacher puts, you pull it tight, and it rolls off so that active shooter cannot get into the classroom. Okay, like I said, I wasn't much of a Boy Scout, so my knots are pretty rude.
I see back there's a 2x4 laying on the floor to block that door. That door opens interior. That's a great option too.
Yeah. And guys, in essence, that's it. Like I said, very common sense things we just want to try and bring to the forefront. Questions, fire away. Anything you can think of, thoughts, we'll take the criticism, good, bad, or otherwise, because like I say, if we want to present this again down the road, like I say, this is our first time doing it, so.
And none of this stuff is meant to like scare you guys or anything. It's just, unfortunately, today's world, it's something that we've got to think about. I tell my wife all the time, she's terrible at it. She's in a store and she's walking around like this on her phone. It's like, I get it. You got your list and stuff on there, but just be paying attention to what's going on around you, because
His wife knows, like my wife knows, and every other police officer that you might know, where do we want to sit when we go into a public place or a restaurant? We're sitting in the corner with our back to the wall so we can see what's coming at us, and want to know where the exit signs are. If that fire or something happens, how do I get out of here? So that's just how we're hardwired. That's what we think about. And that's what we do. And so like I say, we're just bringing a smidge of that to you guys today. So again, I appreciate you having us. I hope it was fruitful for you, and anything we can do in the future.
I understand there are some churches that have a security team where they have trained individuals that carry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But if this is considered a no gun zone, does that, or do they get special permit for that, or?
But if I have
I think
the
that.
right to commit,
Yeah, I mean, like, you've got the right to carry, like a private business, where they've got the sign on the doors, no weapon zone.
Yeah,
They've got the right to refuse service to anybody, so if we got called into that situation and, sir, you have a gun on your belt, I understand, it's your right to carry, and I'm not refusing you that right, but that store is, so I guess I
so
would
it's just
kind of,
individual.
that store, well, maybe you have to shop elsewhere. But like I guess you guys as a church council or whatever, what your rules are in-house, I guess. Am I saying that right? I think that would be probably the best.
Okay, I didn't know if that was a federal mandate or state law that designates it.
But like I say, just to start with, you nailed it on the head there. There are some churches, and I have one of them locally that I'm aware of, and they do have a security team, and so might behoove you guys, if you wanted to reach out, I think when I talked to Cindy initially about this, that's some of what we spoke of, that if you guys want to reach out to that church and say, what do you guys do? Maybe we can act some of what they do. So. Anything else you think of? Or go ahead.
We actually started talking about this before the pandemic, and then everything kind of got put on hold, as you recall, with everything here.
Yep.
But, like, what kind of security system would be a good, appropriate way to try to keep somebody out of here during service, or?
During the service. Okay.
Right.
Here again, I don't know which one's best, but we've got like blink cameras at home for our place. I don't know what you might have at home. Yeah, it's.
Probably just something simple would be as good as.
Exactly, like,
complicated, Expensive.
You've got internet here, a lot of them today are, they're just a couple lithium batteries, but it catches your internet, so it's wireless, goes right to your phone, like the one that I'm familiar with that I have, it's right on my phone, it's an app on the phone, and, if something was happening, our camera would catch it, I could text it to TJ knowing hey, this is the suspect, and this is the car, and here's the video, I can text it to him, I can email it to him, so you can see it in live time pretty much. Again, that's kind of an open-ended question. There's all kinds of security systems out there, and I can't speak one over the other as to what they do or don't do, or what might work best for your business.
So is Blink, is that a brand?
Blink,
Cameras?
yeah, yep, yeah.
Is that like Simply Safe and that kind of thing that you can see a video?
I think
of?
that's more so a hardwired in kind of a thing.
The way my
But
blink
like
cameras
green?
work is it just plugs into an outlet and you mount it wherever. And he can show you exactly what I've got to do.
Yeah. That's what it looks like on my phone. That is the icon. That's the app for it. And then this is the views at my house. I've got 3 cameras. And
So is it like the Ring? Because we have the Ring.
yep.
Like
And like I
that.
say, you can do it in live time. I can talk to the person at my front door if somebody's knocking and I'm not there. What do you need? So,
I mess with my dogs a lot. Hey, Reba, come here.
We tried that and she just like, won't look at it anymore.
so
Okay,
anyway,
thank
yeah. Guys, again, like I said, just, if you leave here today, I just want you to kind of look around and say, okay, what happens next time? So. Anything else? Other than that, I think that's all we got. But I want to thank you again for having us. I hope it was worth your time and you glean anything out of it. Like I say, if you want to talk to a sidebar and anything, feel free. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So we could say a quick prayer for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you to be with all those in law enforcement. They put their lives on the line for our safety. Please keep them safe so they can go home to their families and loved ones. Again, we give you thanks for all those in law enforcement that sacrifice their time for us. Amen.
Thank you. Thanks.
I got one.